So is today's your last day when you'll exploit animals for your own benefit,
Yes,
right?
in terms of overall consumption, clothing, eating,
Yeah.
um, tourism.
You wanna know what we're showing?
Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this. You guys did this documentary last year.
Okay. Which one?
I think it was cows. The animal rights. Yeah,
Yeah.
because last year I remember you were talking about beef, the beef industry, and
Yeah. So we are just showing like all the ways animals are exploited,
yeah.
right?
I want to see the cow that is about to be killed. To just watch the cow
Oh,
get
that
killed,
no,
freaking out, and they're all shitting
no,
their pants.
that video is too much for me.
That's what hits home for me. Then I don't eat a burger for a year, and that's effective. I don't know. It's brutal, but it's kind of the brutal truth.
But what do you think about the ways the animals are exploited for, you know, for your own benefit?
No, it's fine. It's unfortunate, but it's like it's a lot. It's a huge problem, and it's not just land animals. Because I quickly learned the effects of commercial fishing
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
everything.
oceans and whatnot,
Yeah, everything.
and even to the uh,
So all of the ways you are saying are essentially the ways animals, fishes, they are exploited for our own benefit, right? But what do you think? Like, do you think this kind of exploitation is the right thing to do to them?
it's not the right thing. But unfortunately, we live in a world where it's all about profits.
Yeah, but I'm asking like you as an individual. Like, don't care
Oh
about like
yeah.
the
Oh
industries and
no.
everything,
No.
right?
No. No.
So
No.
would you support this exploitation?
Animal cruelty. No. I would not. Not at all. No.
So you're saying like you're against exploiting animals for your own benefit,
Yes.
right? So what do you think, like as an individual at a personal level, you can do about this?
Speak up. Bring awareness.
But don't you think like you are responsible for this if you are buying the products that comes out of these exploitation,
Absolutely.
right? So if you are buying or consuming the products which comes from this exploitation, then you are being directly responsible for this.
I am. Yeah. I am playing a part in contributing to the.
And that's the biggest part because you're creating the demand for it, right? And you said like you are against exploitation. So don't you think the first step should be to take action to not be directly responsible for it?
Oh
You
no.
said like speaking up and bringing awareness, but how would you bring awareness while you yourself are responsible for exploiting them,
So
right?
you're right in the sense that there is more to be done. You can change your diet. You can be more ethical in how you spend your money. Instead of eating meat, you can go for vegetarian or vegan diet.
Yeah, I mean that's just a solution, but the point here is the mindset that you are basically imposing your choices on these animals and exploiting them for your own benefit, right?
That is
Like there are like very simple ways you can avoid it, like not by not buying these products, right? So what do you think is stopping you to, make that different choice? Because you yourself said that this is something wrong and you don't agree with this. So in order to align your own values and morals, which you said you have, with real actions, you at least need to take some personal steps, right?
I don't know. I think also it's I don't know. Let's say human nature. Would I say I like eating chicken? I like eating pork. I like eating beef.
But somebody is getting exploited because of your
I
choices.
know.
Is that really a good justification, do you think?
It's not,
Then,
but what am I looking at? It's like it's one of those moments where it's like it is what it is.
So
And
that
you,
means you are
no,
not
no,
against
no, no,
this,
no,
right?
no, no. Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Yes, what you're saying is right in the sense of I'm against it theoretically. Practically, there's something I could do,
But you're not doing anything.
but I'm not doing it. Yes.
So that means you're not against it. You're because just saying you're against this doesn't help, right?
Yeah.
You can say I am against racism. You can say I am against women abuse. You can say I am against employing children for forced labor, but I can still do it, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean anything because you can say
Yes.
whatever you want,
But your actions.
but your
Yeah.
actions are not aligned.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest contradiction. Because saying doesn't help, your actions will help. So what would you say now? Like, what is stopping you to take some action?
Well, that's the thing. I don't have a reason what is stopping me.
Yeah.
What I can say is I can try. I can start.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I've seen this clip last year, and it really touched me in a way. And I remember for like the following 3 weeks, I couldn't. The thought of eating meat was like, I'll throw up inside. So I was like, no. And then,
But why do you think you got that feeling?
because you feel bad, because you see that animals are living things. They're organisms just like us, and
Yeah.
then they have, there's only few differences between humans and animals, right?
Yeah.
So when you see the torture, the inhumane, cruel treatment, it gets to you in a way. Because in another world, I could have been born an animal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you place yourself in their position, then would you think you'll accept this answer from someone who is exploiting you? Like,
So-
okay, I will try. I'll think about it. Would you accept that answer?
No, not at all.
So what answer would you accept
Oh, that's another good
from
question.
somebody exploiting you? What answer would you expect from them in terms of their actions?
I have no idea.
Don't you want them to stop exploiting you and be free, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's the beef farm. Oh my god, I can't look at it.
Right.
Oh, I can't look at it. Oh Lord, I can't look at it. Oh, I can't. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh.
I mean, that's the reality of
I remember it was the beef one that was bad.
But it's the same for every other animal as well, right? So there's no difference. And you said you think about taking some action, right? So that's why I bring you that example. Like, if you're in their position, would you still think about, like, would you want your oppressor or whoever is exploiting you to think about it, or actually start taking some actions?
To immediately stop creating the demand.
Okay, so you can look at it like from multiple perspectives. It's not about like you can change the world. That's like not in your control. But what is in your control is your own actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the demand will not go to zero, but at least you're not responsible for it.
Yeah. That is true.
And like this goes same for any other injustice, right? There are still going to be crimes, murder, rape, everything will keep happening.
Yeah.
But as long as you are not committing those things, you can say, okay,
You absolve yourself.
yeah, I'm against it and I'm not doing it.
That is true.
But in this case, what you're saying, like, you're against this, but you'll still continue doing it.
That is painful to watch. Oh my god. Thank you.
So what do you think, like, you can do now?
Cut my supply of eating chicken and beef and pork and
Right?
fish
And milk?
and dairy products
Yeah.
and butter and cheese. Oh, the list is long.
So that the reason you are acting,
Long.
the reason you're acting this way is because you are still thinking about yourself. You are
No,
thinking like how
I'm
difficult
realizing
it's going to be for you.
just how much I contribute to the problem
Yeah, that's
on
right.
how much stuff I'm consuming.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, as long as you keep thinking about yourself, okay, I have to sacrifice all of these things, but you're not thinking about the victims of your choices, right? And today it's not that hard. Like, it's not hard at all, I would say. Like, you have
There's a
alternatives
lot
for
of
everything.
alternative, yeah. I'm gonna say something, and it's wrong, but the alternative don't taste as.
That's again,
It's wrong. It is wrong.
it's just a, yeah, you are again making it about yourself.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I know it's wrong.
And also, like, there is no ways. So it's about like how you can do it, but it's not like you cannot make them taste good. The meat also tastes good with the seasoning, right? The raw meat doesn't taste good. So what's the difference? Can you eat raw meat? So if you put your seasoning on other things, it will essentially be,
Mimic.
yeah,
Yeah.
it will taste good, right? So I would say it's just an excuse. What do you think?
Yes, yes, it is. I know it is, but it's like,
I'm glad that you are thinking about taking actions, right? But the thing is, so this is about the dairy industry if you want to watch. So how in the dairy industry the cows are forcefully impregnated for milk. Right? It's not like they are just giving away the milks to, the dairy industry. They are forcefully impregnated so that they give birth to a baby, and then their milk can be
constant
stolen.
food supply, dairy supply.
Yeah. And their babies are killed so that they don't bring the milk. Right? So have you heard about veganism? What do you understand by being vegan?
Consuming non-animal products.
But why?
I never knew why. I just
Yeah.
knew it's like a stricter form of vegetarian.
Yeah, it's not actually that. So veganism is an ethical principle that you don't exploit animals for your own benefit. The things which we are talking about, it's the same thing. So it's an ethical principle. Then you only consume and participate in activities that doesn't involve exploiting animals. Right? It is not a dietary choice or, just someone's preference. It is an ethical principle, and, people who are vegan, they realize, okay, I don't want to exploit animals for my choices. So then you make whatever choices are against that, like,
I did not know that.
yeah.
I had no idea. I thought it was like vegetarian, pescatarian, vegan. I did not know that at all.
So at least for veganism, I can say like that's the reason for not participating in animal exploitation. Right.
And it can be like one of the ways I could start. I'll go from regular to vegan,
What do you mean regular?
like regular diet, eating anything, eating animal products, blah blah blah. Then you transform. You can start eating vegan.
Yeah, so that's what you're doing right now. Your current diet is, and would you? Okay, so you use the term regular. Do you think exploiting these animals is regular, and veganism is something which is extreme?
No, but it's only I only use the term regular because
Because it's normalized in the society.
yes, and that even even in the extent to which it's normalized, even in supermarkets, you won't see they may have vegan products, may have vegan products.
All
in
grocery stores have
supermarkets.
vegan products.
Okay.
So
But
grocery stores.
the messaging is not doesn't emphasize on vegan.
So why would they write like on fruits, vegetables, legumes, lentils, chickpeas, beans, tofu? So everything is vegan, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying there, for example, I could go to a supermarket and just walk past the vegan section and not think twice about it. But if there could be like some sort of what am I trying to say? Like a little note that says, hey, veganism is not just a dietary preference. It's actually an ethical principle that believes in the non-exploitation of animals. That would get any person, to think like, oh,
I mean,
I came here to buy a steak to cook at home. Let me try.
that is like it can go both ways. Like it's a double-edged sword. Like it will come out as a propaganda, which it is not. So that's what we are doing here. We are showing people directly what they're responsible for and having a conversation with them and understand why they want to keep contributing to this, right? And you rightly said, like, it is the other choices like which exploits animals have been normalized, and so it's part of all, you know the way you have been brainwashed to think that it is okay to exploit someone for your own benefit, right?
And I know this is not. It's not a reason. But most of the time, you will hear people say, "I did not know." Like,
Did not know.
they'll tell you like what they did not know. They'll just say, "I go to the supermarket. I see beef. I see eggs. I see chicken.
Yeah.
I see dairy. I didn't know behind the scenes.
Yeah.
All of this was going on." And
That's
it's-
okay. Like,
yeah,
it's okay to not be aware of the consequences of your actions. But once you are aware,
you can.
then don't you think you have a moral obligation to take some action? I'm not saying about people who have never given a thought into this, or who have never had a conversation about it. They are just ignorant. That's a different thing. But once you learn about the choices you're making and the consequences of your choices on these animals, then what reason you have to stop exploiting them, essentially,
No reason.
right?
Oh gosh.
Okay, so I'll ask you this. This is my final question. So how many more animals do you think would be exploited because of you from now on?
Because of me,
Yeah.
none.
And how do you think you can make that happen?
Changing my diet, honestly. Because it's like you said, we're fortunate enough to live in a world where right now there are so many alternatives. And like you said, if you were on the side of being oppressed, would you accept like
Yeah.
you can take steps and actions to.
And it's also not just about the diet. It's about a mindset that you don't want to exploit someone for your own benefit. It also comes in the form of, like, for example, involving in some activity that involves exploiting animals, right? Like going to a zoo, aquarium, they are also getting exploited there. And also like wearing things that comes from animals, right? But yeah, like the point is, like, if you're really want to be honest with yourself, you can start taking some action now, right? There's nothing stopping you, as you said. All you have to do is, like, you have the smartphone, you can do all the research, you have ChatGPT, you have Google, you can find your alternatives, you can give it a shot and, just start changing things so that you're not being responsible for exploiting animals. Right? But it all depends, like, how honest you are with yourself and how much moral urgency do you think this thing is. Like, would you really say this to any other injustice? First of all, do you agree that this is an injustice towards these animals, right? And would you say this for any other injustice? Like, okay, I will do child abuse less now.
Oh.
I'll do it once a week. I'll do racism less.
Stop.
So I will exploit the women's less now. I will beat them less. So you won't say that, right? You'll just stop doing it because.
Yeah. Oh God.
So is today your last day when you'll exploit animals for your own benefit?
Yes.
Right.
In terms of overall consumption, clothing, eating,
Yeah.
tourism. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that is
And you
so
have all
bad.
the ways to find that out, right?
For sure.
Okay.
Oh, so bad.
So vegan from now?
Vegan from now. In
Right.
fact, do you have any recommendations as
Oh
to?
yeah, sure. So I can, what I can give you. So you can look at these resources.
Oh Lord.
So you can take a picture like of this link essentially.
Yeah.
So it has some documentaries that you can watch, which is more about the ways how animals are exploited.
Yeah.
And you can watch this speech, which is better. You already seen
Yeah.
how that happens, but the speech is like a guy just explains how animals are exploited and also gives the solutions for how you can avoid. And also there are some resources like Reddit channels for some recipes. And this is the most useful thing I found. This is an app called Happy Cow that will help you find the vegan restaurants and restaurants with vegan options, right? Yeah, it's all on that link. And
Oh, perfect.
right,
Thank you. Oh,
right. Have a good day.
thank you.